Okay, let's go ahead and get started there, folks. Welcome back to another 2 p.m. PST YouTube stream. I'm your host, Transfer Jim, and today we are going to be getting back into some Pega studying on the Pega Academy to get towards our certifications. Um, So, if you've never seen any of my content before, if you're watching this for the first time, whether you're watching me live on stream right at this particular moment in time, or if you are watching this video, um, without watching any of the previous videos, know that I'm currently working on my way towards trying to get the System Architect certification. Okay. Um, so. Uh, I'm going through the Pega Academy, learning everything that I can, or trying to learn everything I can, um, and kind of prepping so that I can take the system architect afterwards. Um, at least that's the plan. We'll see if we can actually pull it off. Obviously, it's going to be it might be a little rough, but we'll see what we can do about getting there. Okay. Um, Currently, I'm also going through the business architect side of things because there was only 2 modules for the business architect to finish off. So I figured I'd, do this as well for then and those of you that might be interested in business architect. I mean, it was just 2 modules, so why not, right? Um, do I have any plans for taking the business architect certification? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still not sure. To be honest, I really don't want to be put into the position of the business architect. I don't really want to deal with communication or project management personally. I want to be dealing with, security or, just development overall, you know. Um, so this whole thought line of communication and stuff like that is not something that I would look forward to personally. That's me personally. Okay. For those of you that might find that interesting, please, continue with that. Work towards that. So, but we are very close to the end of the business architect mission. Okay. So once we are done with that, then I won't be covering anything more on that. Okay. There is that section for the Pega Express that I would recommend anybody take. Um, if I if I do consider continuing on with the business architect, then I may cover it myself, but I'd prefer to get through the system architect information first before I go on to the Pega Express. Um, these recordings are meant for, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, these recordings are meant for if I have any kind of questions, I'm hoping, that someone within, you know, Pega itself, Pega developers, Pega veterans, leads, seniors, what have you, watch these videos and can maybe give a comment in those videos and answer any questions that I might have because I'm gonna have some. There's some things that I don't personally know, and um, I can't, you know, I don't have all the answers, obviously. Okay, otherwise I wouldn't be making these videos. I wouldn't necessarily be doing these streams. I'd be, getting that certification easy peasy and moving on, right? Um, but yeah, I don't know everything. Okay. So, for those of you that are, looking at these videos and thinking that I'm an authorized training partner or that this is instructor-led training, I'm sorry, but that's wrong. Do not consider me an authorized training partner. Do not consider this instructor-led training. I'm not a foremost expert in Pega. Um, you're welcome to ask questions, but I might not necessarily have the answer. But um, bear in mind, okay, if you do want to ask a question, which I highly recommend, by the way, um, feel free to put that question either like right now in my chat while I'm live streaming, at this particular moment in time, or put it as a comment, you know, um, even if it's in another language, okay? If you're maybe you're Indian, Korean, whatever, okay? Put that question in. I will do my best to try to translate it the best I can, and then, hopefully you'll have some answers for that, okay? Um, but we'll see what we can do, okay? I can't guarantee everything, but it's I will do what I can to help you out in your question and trying to understand what you're asking for in hopes that um, progress to a point where you can get that certification at the end as well. Okay, so don't feel like you are alone in this. I will do what I can to try to help you out, if possible. Okay. Who knows what happens, what will happen, 5 years down the line. I don't know. Um, but I will do what I can to try to help you. Okay. Um, if you do go with the instructor-led training, know that it is, well, for me, it is expensive. Okay, it's like $5,000 for the instructor-led training. I think it's like a week or 2 weeks long training session. And one would hope that they give you everything that you need in order to pass the certification. I'm not sure though. Okay. I've never had an instructor-led training from Pega Academy. Okay. I have had an authorized training partner, and well, me and the majority of the people that were being trained went self-study because of it. So yeah. But you know, instructor-led training, one would hope that um, it's coming directly from Pega Academy and that they are answering your questions, um, you know, completely, promptly, and accurately. Um, and don't forget to ask questions. Okay, ask as many questions as you can because um, if you're paying money, you better get your money's worth out of it. Okay, trying to make sure that you can get through to that certification and pass it with flying colors through that instructor-led training. If that doesn't happen, then well, you know, that's money down the drain. Okay, and I don't want people doing that. Okay, um, so you know, be vigilant when it comes to the instructor-led training. Okay, so um, like I mentioned before, we are currently working on the business architect. At this moment in time, we finished off the first two missions, which is the same as the system architect's two missions. So, and seeing that there was two modules left that were not included in the system architect, we're going through this and trying to finish it off. Now, I've heard that there's going to be a revision to the business architect mission. Um, so be prepared for that. Okay. They said that they were going to like um, make a full revision to the business architect, and that might be, Pega Platform 8.8. So, so you know, be prepared along those lines, okay? Because I feel personally that Pega Express should be something, and the Pega Express mission should be included in the business architect personally, okay? Because um, I would feel that the Pega Express is something that is, you know, very much in line with the business architect. That's what I feel. They might disagree. I don't know. I feel like I keep on getting mixed signals as to what they feel the business architect can do. Because at one point in time, I saw that, they had the project owner handling the backlogs. Then I saw that the business architect handles um, the user stories, which is pretty much part of the backlog. So, I don't know. I keep on getting kind of mixed signals with the business architect, and I would personally look forward to the revision that they're going with, and I wish everybody working on that, major luck on it, because um, what they have now feels like a mess, to be honest. Okay, so um, I wish them, all the luck in the world on getting through, the workload that they are dealing with to make it um, more understandable. Okay. I'm hoping that my suggestions are getting through to them and they are considering them a little bit more. To be honest, I haven't really received any updates or communications from them concerning the business architect. But like I said, they're already working on a revision anyway, so they don't necessarily need to reply to me on this. Um, but that's okay. So, um, we did the directly capture objectives yesterday. So today we're going to go through the plan validation and then the module quiz. Okay. If we get through both of those really quickly, then I may attempt the mission test afterwards, because it's only 25 minutes, 15 questions. Should be easy enough, but I don't know. We'll have to see. So, all right, let's get at it. Okay, so plan validation. Validate your plan. By the end of the prepare phase, you know much about the microjourney and the first minimum level product release. Once your microjourneys and minimum level product are defined, you review the project plan. The project plan elements include project team. Is the team adequately resource based on your understanding of the microjourney? Sprint plan. Is your work schedule and timing for your minimal level product achievable given your team members' capacity? Key risks. Are there issues with the technical architecture that need to be addressed, such as integrations that might impact successful delivery? RAID log. Is the RAID log risk, actions, issues, and decisions? And that's probably something that you probably want to keep. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to do the exact same thing on this, because that may come up later. Um, Up to date with new information discovered during the prepare phase. Assumptions. Are the assumptions made during the discover phase still valid? Have any new assumptions been raised? Through prepare phase ensures that a thorough prepare phase ensures that your project team is set up successfully to build a solution to achieve the desired business outcomes. If there are issues or discrepancies at this point, the governance process can be used to prioritize and agree on any decisions that require further conversation. Checking your knowledge with the following interaction. So, at the end of the prepare phase, if you update only your issue and risk logs, you're fine. No. Concern yourself with technical blockers only at the end of the prepare phase, such as interface that are definitely cannot be ready on time. Nope. Based on your understanding at the end of the prepare phase. If you feel that you cannot achieve the business outcomes, move forward and worry about that later. No. At the end of the prepare phase, validate your plan and assumptions to ensure you can deliver the agreed upon business outcomes. Yes. So, okay, that was fairly quick. Um, I would figure that there should be a lot more here for plan validation, but okay, well, we move on. Okay, so 5 minutes, we got, wow, 7 questions for this module quiz. But I mean, at the same time, there's a lot of content in this particular module as well, so the module quiz is probably something, um, this sounds about right. 7 questions, 6 topics, so yeah. Which two of the following statements are true about definition ready? Choose two. Definition ready is defined during the prepare phase. I think that's true. Definition ready is defined by the lead business architect. No. Stories that do not meet the definition ready can progress to sprint planning. No. Stories that meet the definition ready are approved by the product owner. Yes. So, yeah. One of the main objectives of the prepare phase is to define agreed definition ready. The product owner is ultimately responsible for broadcasting user stories in the sprint planning and beyond. So, which two of the following options are true about the prepare phase? Choose two. During prepare, you review the data model. Okay, maybe. DevOps setup is established during the first sprint once testing activities begin. I don't think that's true. Technical design considerations include workshops with business and IT to confirm the application structure. That seems likely. Primary output from the technical design review during prepare is the case design. No, I don't think that's true either. So those two? Yeah, okay. Now you might be wondering, okay, Jim, how did you figure that out? So, DevOps setup established during the first sprint once testing activities begin. Um, you typically want to have like prep for the DevOps prior to testing. If I'm not mistaken, DevOps are part of the whole testing activities to begin with. So you typically want it prior to when the testing activities begin. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So yeah, it's um, you're kind of wanting this DevOps setup prior to testing. So, and the primary output for the technical design review during prepare is the case design. Um, no, I mean you want you know the entire case design, you know, as the primary output. Um, no, that doesn't really make any sense. Um, because you are working on the Pega Express, which doesn't necessarily have, the final product as case design. So I could be wrong on that. And one of the things that I could do is go back through this and choose the wrong answers and see what exactly they say about it. Hopefully they do say something worthwhile, but I don't know. But I'm doing good so far. No wrong answer. So, but then again, I was kind of weak on those answers too. So I might need a little bit more time on that, right? So Which two of the following options is true about directly capture objectives? DCO is only used for the documentation of user stories during the build phase. I don't think that's correct. DCO is a methodology that ensures collaboration with the business and IT. I could kind of see that. Um, the reason why I didn't choose this one is that it says only used for documentation. There's a lot more in directly capture objectives than just the documentation. So that's why I'm saying no on that one. DCOs used during the prepare phase to confirm and validate the three pillars of the microjourney. I mean, that sounds about right. The integration designer is an example of a visualization tool used in DCO. No. No, I don't. I had never even heard of the integration designer. I don't know if that's actually a actual tool. So, okay, well, I guess the second question is incorrect. It's about capturing objectives. Well, I mean, that doesn't that isn't that about collaboration with business and IT? Okay. Are they showing me this as the right answer here? Yeah. They gave me the answer. But I guess I was wrong on that. So, but yeah, I was right about only used for documentation. So that's one wrong answer. Oh well. Definition ready is agreed during prepare with the Scrum Master and is fixed for the remainder of the project. Wrong. Um, might be agreed upon during prepare with the Scrum Master, sure, but is not fixed for the remainder of the project. So, um, should be something that um, I would imagine that would be something that gets um, modified over time. Has the possibility of being modified. You know, um, now they could say, hey, we want these certain objectives met. That's perfectly fine, and there might be some parts of that is pretty much fixed. Um, but if you need to modify your project in some fashion or another, then you're going to be, you know, most likely adding to the definition ready. So this doesn't this doesn't necessarily apply. Um, I don't know why they are talking, or I'm not quite sure why they say the team defines and agrees on DOR. Well, I mean, the definition ready is agreed during prepare with the Scrum Master. So, I mean, doesn't that already imply that you're already talking with the team about agreeing upon the definition ready? So this answer seems a little odd, but whatever. The organization layer is the only layer in which you find technical assets. No. No. Um, let's see, what is the organization layer about? Isn't that the place for like personas and the like? Um, so yeah, you'd want, you know, um, the layer above to be handling, more the technical. Well, I mean, you have the, oh gosh, you have four layers. Um, you have the, what is it called? The interpretation. You have the division. You have the organization, and then you have the, um, ah, but I mean that's not the only layer, So yeah, no. What one element of the plan need to be reviewed at the end of prepare? Choose one. Um, Assumptions and revised understanding of the microjourney. Maybe. Backlog health and integrations. I don't know if that's really needed. Sprint plan, risks and issues, assumptions, and a number and kinds of people resources required to deliver the product. I mean, doesn't isn't that more than one element though? I mean, a lot of those are necessary for the end of prepare, one would imagine. So, but that's not necessarily one element. So, okay. Yeah, this is more than one element there, guys. Which two of the following options is true about the technical design during prepare? Choose two. So application structure should be organized to support automated testing during the prepare phase. Um, no, I don't think that is necessary about the technical design. So co-production resources lead to technical design during prepare. Okay. Technical design considerations to be confirmed during prepare are authentication scheme, access groups, roles, and organizational structure. Okay, maybe. Technical considerations include confirming user personas. Hmm, I don't think that it should be considered under technical considerations, so just user personas. So, but apparently that's the wrong answer. Okay. And once again, it looks like they're showing this one. Yeah, okay, but you're gonna be needing to have I don't know about this one because I mean, yes, automated testing would be an ideal solution, so that you don't have to have your testers testing it over and over and over and over. You can just kind of run the automatic testing and bam, you're done. But um, that might not necessarily work out very well during the prepare phase. You might need to actually, you know, that might be something that can only be really figured out completely during the build phase. and have them try to work on it and modify it. I don't know. Apparently, I guess this is the answer that they're looking for. Um, Co-production is about helping business team members get up to speed. Well, they never talked about co-production, so I have no idea, and I had no idea about that. So, or they barely talked about it, if anything. So, I did notice co-production part of the discovery. Um, so I mean, yeah, okay. Um, yes and yes, I guess. All right. Well, finish that off. And there we go. Yay. All right. So we have 30, well, actually, we have 25 minutes left till 3 o'clock when I normally shut everything down. Um, However, let's go back through these questions and see um, see what they talk about on the wrong answers. Okay, no, and once again, I don't want to go to the mission test right away. So I want to see their wrong answers and see why they're wrong. So um, organization layer is not the only layer for common technical assets. Well, that doesn't really explain much. Maybe include what layers are part of the include technical assets, not just show. You're basically saying, the true and false is already telling you that, hey, yeah, this is already wrong. Maybe explain why more on why it's wrong. you know, what also has technical assets. What other layer has technical assets? Definition ready is agreed during prepare with the Scrum Master and is fixed for the remainder of the project. True. The DOR is not fixed for the remainder of the project. That's what I was kind of talking about before. Um, so that the false statement was a little odd, but yeah. So that's basically what I was talking about. The whole when you talk about agile and Scrum and stuff like that, you're talking about the method of um, if something isn't really matching up with the final product, like you might need to add something more to your project to get the the project to work the way you want it to work, then you're going to need to add certain like user stories, details, some technical requirements, what have you, to get it to work to your specifications. Or maybe um, certain user stories might be unnecessary. Okay, maybe they're being covered under another project altogether, so you can just kind of remove it altogether. Okay, maybe you have two projects, right? And you on both of the projects you have one user story that is being done at the same time. Like, hey, both of them are handling um, confirming their address or something like that, right? And it's like, well, why would you want to have both of the projects confirming their address or something along those lines, or confirming their credit card number, or whatever, right? Why would you want to do that? You know, have one project handle that, and maybe if necessary, have the other project use said value or whatever. But I mean, you don't need to have both of them doing the same kind of work. You get what I'm saying? So So that's why it's not fixed. Okay, it has the potential of being changed in mid project. So all right. Um, so we already saw that methodology that ensures collaboration isn't correct. Um, we know that integration designer is one, and we know that the prepare phase three pillars is correct. So we're gonna only use for documentation. Yeah. Um, DCO is a discipline that begins during the prepare phase. Um, well, that doesn't. Well, I mean, sure, I guess. I, prepare and build phase. Okay, correct. They're two different phases, which is fine. But I mean, discipline and documentation could, kind of stand for the exact same thing. You know, you need to be disciplined enough to make documentation for the user stories. So I don't know. That seems like a kind of a weak answer, to be honest. So, and so is this one. It's like it's about capturing objectives. I mean, don't you want to have a collaboration with business IT? Isn't that a whole process of directly? Yeah, whatever. I think those answers are kind of weak. So, um, let's see. Which of the two following statements is true about the definition ready? Um, we have that one and this one are the wrong answers. And they don't even have any dis- you know, discussion as to why this is wrong. That's unfortunate. DoD is maintained by the product owner while DOR is maintained by the lead business architect. Hmm. Definition raised maintained by the lead business architect while the definition of I don't think I have DoD maintained by the lead BA. What is DoD? I don't think I have that one yet. I'll have to go back and look up what DoD is again. Oh yeah, which of the two following options are true about the prepare phase? During prepare, you review the data model, um, and that one, right? So, or wait, no, it's those two, right? That are wrong. Yeah. Testing does not start with the prepare phase or the first sprint. So, I mean, don't you want to have testing after the first sprint? Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Case design is not done during prepare. Okay. Okay, what one element of the plan need to be reviewed at the end of prepare? Choose one. Okay, so we had this one as the correct, so let's do this. A revised understanding of the microjourney is not part of the plan review. The microjourney is already defined. But a microjourney can be modified. I don't know if I agree with that one. These items are not elements of the plan that need to be reviewed at the end of prepare, elaboration plan, and testing approach. Um, okay, I'm not really remembering what elaboration plan is, but I mean, um, didn't they talk about how they wanted to have testing or automate? They wanted automated testing, like agreed upon during the end of prepare. Doesn't that Isn't that what testing approach is all about? To have automated testing? You're countering each other on that, are you not? Am I reading that wrong? Please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but they said that they wanted automated testing at the end of prepare, but now they're saying that testing approach, which is, you're prepping for automated testing, isn't that a testing approach? So, which is it there, Pega? Do you want automated testing or do you not want automated testing during prepare? I don't know. That seems odd. Okay. Backlog health and integrations. These items are not the elements of the plan that need to be reviewed at the end of prepare. Okay. Well, maybe explain what backlog health and integrations is all about and why they're not included in the prepare stage. During these wrong answers. I mean, that would probably be fantastic. If you guys could do that. Uh, which two of the following options is true about the technical design during prepare? So we already confirmed that that one is a good one. We know that that one's wrong. Um, and we know that that one's wrong, right? Yeah. The persona is not a technical consideration. Well, you'd want to make sure that personas are kind of like established, like what kind of personas that you want and what securities settings do you want for a persona. So that would technically fall under technical considerations. I mean, the key word that I'm looking at here is confirming user personas. You don't necessarily need to confirm user personas, but you should probably have personas, you know, at least being um, like kind of established. Like, hey, we need a manager persona built for this particular case life cycle, and we don't have one, so we're going to need to establish one. So shouldn't you want that? I don't know. I'm feeling like there's a lot of questions here that are kind of countering each other. It feels like. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, please. you know, if I'm not if I'm having some if my understanding of these are incorrect, or if I'm having some problems with this, you know, feel free to correct my misunderstandings on this. Um, but yeah, okay. I'm gonna return to module. What I'd like to do is try to look up that DoD from before. We are done with this particular module, so tomorrow we're gonna do the mission test. Um, okay. No DoD there. 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 And there's no DoD here. Um, no wonder I have no clue as to what DoD is, because even they never even explain what DoD is. Okay, let's go to the module quiz. We're going to find that particular question. And I think this is it, actually. What was it? Um, right, here. Um, Snipping tool. Let's take a picture of this. Oop, hold on. Um, okay. Pictures. Okay. Um, Let me make sure that I get the picture uploaded here real quick. So I had no clue. Normally I go back through the test to see what your descriptions for the wrong answers include. And I was met with DOD. What is DOD? That was not explained anywhere within the module. I did a text search on each topic for DoD and was met with 0 results. So maybe find out the section on where DoD should be and include it. Also, if you could send me that information as well, I would greatly appreciate it. Especially if it will be included in the certification later. All right. So that's going to be it. I mean, th there's a lot here that I feel like, I mean, I probably could have like done a lot of suggestions on this, to be honest, and asked them what is going on. Um, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to flood them with everything either. One would hope that they're also kind of watching these videos. I've mentioned in the past that, I do stream this and I'm hoping that they are getting, maybe hopefully they're watching these and they're kind of understanding my lack of understanding or, my questions or my conflicts with some of their language that they're using in hopes that they might look at that and go, okay, yeah, we understand what his um, what he's missing here. Let's try to work on getting that fixed for any future. Um, One would hope, but I don't know. I have no clear. No one has ever like stepped forward and said, "Hey, I'm part of the Pega Academy. Don't worry, I'm looking through this," or something like that. No one's really said that to me on any of my videos, so I don't really know. Um, but at the same time, I can understand them not saying that to me either, because um, they don't necessarily want to give away their, um, they don't want to have like a direct communication with me either, per se. They don't want to it's like, you know, you don't necessarily want to be handing your email out willy-nilly to anybody, right? So I understand. Okay. But I'm hoping, I'm hoping that someone in their team is like looking through this and going, okay, you know, what he just said about the testing, he's absolutely correct on that. We need to fix that. Or, something. I don't know. But it does feel like this particular mission is a mess and it really needs to be fixed, for this later half, because to be honest, um, you know, it felt like they went on topics that were for like lead architects and stuff like that, and it's like, well, wait, what does this have to do with anything concerning the business architect? You know, so so that's why it's like it feels a very disjointed at this time. So that's all. So okay, but that's going to be it for today's Pega session. We are going to go ahead and close that out and down for now. If you have any kind of questions or suggestions or comments concerning this particular video, or if you want to talk with me directly, like right now, before I stop the video, you're welcome to speak up and say, this is the problem. But, um, you know, um, you know, the, you know, I would imagine that, um, you know, it feels like they really have their work cut out for them on the business architect. You know, I can see them needing that revision because it doesn't feel like they are giving anything really in terms of what the business architect does. You know, they're talking about product ownership. They're talking about lead architect ownership. It's like, what does the business architect do? You know, sure, the business architect might need to know what others are handling. So, I mean, there's that, you know, as a system architect, I should know who's handling what, and you know, if I get on the job and you know, I'm like going, okay, you know, who's the project owner? Then, you know, one would hope that, you know, someone would speak up and say, hey, I'm the project owner. You know, they would understand what I'm talking about on that. Um, and you know, I would see them doing exactly what they've already kind of discussed about what the product owner does. Um, you know, um, so there's that level of knowing what who's handling what and why is always a good, you know, it always, you know, make sure that the team is lined up in such a way where you're not like overstepping anybody's boundaries, right? You know, you don't have a system architect that's also doing business architect stuff. You know, you have the business architect that's not doing anything with the product owner. You know, that kind of thing, Um, you know, you want to have clearly defined um, sections for your team members. And if you start bleeding through what one person does, then you better hope that they are being paid more for doing extra work. You know, if you're a system architect and you're doing stuff that the business architect would be doing, and you're not getting paid more for that, then maybe you should talk to your boss because, you know, because that shouldn't be a thing, you know. So, all right, but that's it. Um, I want to thank everybody for watching. Anybody that was just kind of lurking in the background, I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed these videos. Like I said, feel free to give any kind of comments, questions down below on the YouTube video. Feel free to reach out to me on Discord if you have like any additional questions or anything along those lines. Um, Personally, I would say put it on in the comment section so that everybody can kind of see your questions. Um, you know, and you might actually get some additional additional answers that might be helpful for you in the future. You never know. So, I look forward to anybody, you know, that's like, you know, a veteran or knowledgeable in Pega to answer some of the questions that I had today concerning the module quiz. Um, you know, please help me out on that. You know, I look forward to um, your help in that regard, um, that would be fantastic. But that's it. So, do the normal YouTube stuff to help out with the algorithm. That would be fantastic. Check out the description for social media links and other links that I've included down in there. Um, you know, every little bit helps. And yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.